22nd of March 2022. Greetings. This is Aurora, and a new creation. Here to unite heaven and earth, and I am just here to say some little notes here that we have to share for today regarding Final Events Energies update. So, apparently what's going around with the, amber proliferation, which I shouldn't talk about energies this way anymore. However, it's still impacting the field. So, they make pretend that that's the Jesus, like the second coming, and then I'm the prostitute, whatever's going on. So that's why they send people like that leave, say, poorhouse to go to like street meet when I'm sitting there to ride me back home, just for me to under camera appear that I'm riding someone's car so that they can prove that that's how I make my money. It's always a repeat. And then they make me feel that my allies are actually my enemies. However, people that have been taking sessions with me for a long time, and that keep recurring and paying every week is how I pay my rent, can attest and did when security came to visit last time at Seabrook. That being that I've been working with on the contract that was intentionally created to heal the island is when I first came back from Los Angeles before the Brendan Irvin Bikram hack was shutting down my website for the Mario Virgo, Leo agenda of like what's currently going on. And apparently, I don't even know, it might be Billy, it might be Russ, I'm not sure who, apparently made up lies about me. And so I'm never said that the people from Manchester are dumb, but I'm saying that they devised a whole plan where they made me come out the end of the tunnel as the thirsty bimbo troll that will sleep with anyone, is why they jerked me off till the very end this way, and spermed up very well the Anunnaki fraud broads that they know are not me. I mean, if you want to create a fake prophet and a divinational cultist matter, is what David tried to project on me first at House of the Future. And now still after they killed her, it's not like I shut up. It's not like I became subservient and stopped my resurrection. And, even after the incarceration, even after, like, they know how they did it to break my dreams down, because they know I always said that, like, great nations like the United States of America would listen to me and would not swipe me under the rug like other nations when I went to cop stations everywhere else to report the abuse that I and my mother were going through and beyond. And they kept, showing me the door. So I thought that I should leave and come here. And that's what I told Donna about political refugee and whatever else. And they all saw in Siesta Key how I jumped in front of a car to stop the car to get to Donna's office. When David's car failed us that day, it was all on purpose. Really. I mean, that day the Mustang wouldn't start up. That my first meeting with Donna, and the meeting, she was so tight on schedule. The meeting took like 3 months to come across after an almost deportation situation, because the first lawyer, Lenslaw, was incapacitated Latino who told me I would be safe because I was engaged to be married. But obviously somebody called the cops and said that I had overstayed my visit visa, so that's when they took me to Pinellas and everything else. So Lenslaw got me out the door. I went back in with Donna, and now she issued Aurora Diamond Rainbow for Amber, and they lied about it at court. And now they're about to get, Christine to get the Dima Tabrawi October 5 for the identity chop. and they're trying to get me, with another law firm. So when 911 told me in Georgia to contact USCIS from the hotel over in Georgia, instead I received like a direct intervention on like Google to get me to call a law firm called Karen Miller Conway or Conway something, which I sent $100 money order to, since I don't have a bank account anymore, meaning it's not with me. I mean, they all know, because at BCGC even they had taken note of every bank account card that was in the Lancel. I went like and got checked in at the door with me that had my social security number, so like on a card. So for them to allow a fake social security number in there and then to release an inmate who roughed me up and stuff, and I'm not saying like, I'm just saying this is too much. So Andrew Stephen, they constructed a whole plan where in the end, they had assumed that the, MO they had given my persona for a minute, wrongfully so, between Charleston and Hilton Head Smurfs that had spoken like lies about me, saying that I'll just sleep with anyone and all I do is like just show myself around and like prostitute myself, is how, and that I have nothing and that I'm a beggar and whatever, which is all wrong. I mean, I've always been magnanimous. I've always had my own money. I always generate my own funds. I don't ever prostitute myself or do any of that stuff. I am quite serious about my laser plasma tech. And that's about that for the day. So, again, I also understand how like the cops can be called and told, oh my God, look, she's driving a bike. Like, because when I ride around and when I go places, I'm always the same. I mean, I'm very fashionista, very, they call it metrosexual when, you mind your own like physical, style, fashionista style, like, and it matters to you. And I seem to be high on that. I mean, I was going to go to IED, Instituto Europeo de Diseño, and study fashion design. I went to Bremen and Berlin for fashion internships as a young kid in college back when I was in AUB, and I didn't know that the only purpose of IC and AUB was to swipe me under the rug for some hoes and then try to test me to see if I'm going to suck a dick to then, I don't understand what this is. This is all wrong rumors that started since the Asafs, then the whatever. They stole my Miss Torch. They stole my prom queen. They stole all my crowns. They stole a lot more, my destiny, my kids. And then the spell is on me that anyone, like apparently, because my twin flame doesn't want to give me my child, it's like a higher level soulmate that does. So I was to actually be wed with my twin flame and carry, someone else's child, basically. But they programmed these men to not want, a three-way with me, like another man in the room. But then that's when they brought, Brendan in just to like give Andrew more reasons to hate me in their schemes where, they're avenging him now, like the fake Mary situation that they talk such lies about me. And then they get actually very surprised when I don't just jump in someone's bed randomly. Like, put yourself in my shoes. I mean, would you just jump in anybody's bed and like go down on them and start to like fuck them? Why would you do that? That's not a natural way to be. I don't believe so. I mean, no matter how much they can beat you down on the street and steal from you and make you miss your opportunities, I don't believe it should get to the point where you need external validation. And that's a lie if it ever happens. When I've forced myself to comply to these demands just to see where that would take me, if ever, the only place it ever takes you is nowhere. So, I mean, top priority is my honor and my self-love and self-respect and personal hygiene, and my plasma tech is everything. So that's what I focus on the most. And I highly recommend everyone to take those as guidelines for new creational matters. I mean, you really don't want to share your temple with whoever, whenever, whatever to feel better about what. You're already good enough. It's already all inside you. You really don't need none of that, is all there is to say. So, thank you so much. We're sending prayers now. You know, for anyone who has conditions, I now flash my rainbow bazooka. And I send plasmatic diamond rainbow crystalline lights, the highest, most grandest, most radiant love. I love you also. With my morning star and rainbow tribes. This is Aurora Diamond Rainbow Morning Star here present. And I'm not really minding the, Social Security attachment of the federals, because I know my case and everything else does not really matter, and I am never who I'm not. That's period, the end. The rest was not of me. It was projections. It was always rape. My only dream was to ever stay pure for my true and divine partner and to save myself for my divine wedding and union. And it's never too late to be forgiven and given grace by the Almighty and be granted another round at my resurrection.